Welcome to City Insider. In today's video we'll start with Julian Alvarez asks Manchester City to sell him. According to a report by Marcos Benito on El Chiringuito TV, Julian Alvarez might not have a long-term future at Manchester City. The Argentine international has asked the Premier League champions to listen to offers for him in the summer transfer window and slap a logical price tag on him. Julian Alvarez has made considerable progress since joining Manchester City from River Plate. The Premier League heavyweights initially signed him in January 2022, before loaning him back to River Plate until June. The player officially began his spell with Manchester City when the 2022-23 season kicked off and has been a solid performer thus far. In addition, Alvarez has been a part of Argentina's squads that have won the Copa America 2021 and FIFA World Cup 2022. He is also with La Albiceleste, with the team in the final of the latest edition of the Continental, where they will face Colombia. Meanwhile, the 24-year-old enjoyed a top-notch 2023-24 campaign with Manchester City. The Argentine international amassed nearly 3,500 minutes of game time and contributed to 32 goals in 54 appearances across all competitions by finding the back of the net 19 times and providing 13 assists. However, Alvarez might have played his final game for Manchester City. The latest update has revealed that Julian Alvarez has told Manchester City that he wants to embark on a new adventure in the summer transfer window. The report has come as a bombshell, considering he has been a regular for the Premier League champions since kick-starting his spell 2 years ago. The 24-year-old does not have a shortage of suitors pursuing him, with recent reports linking him with Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. With Alvarez ready to leave Manchester City, the latest update will boost his suitors' prospects in the summer transfer window. Rooney says Rodri is better than Sergio Busquets. After finishing 5th in the 2023 Ballon d'Or rankings, the midfielder then went on to help City win a 4th consecutive Premier League trophy and take Spain to the final of the 2024 European Championship, ahead of this big game between Spain and England. One former Premier League star has shared his verdict on Rodri and even made a claim about how he compares to former Barcelona midfielder Sergio Busquets, while previewing Sunday's final in a recent column for The Times. Rooney said this about Rodri and how he compares to Busquets. He said, "The heartbeat of this Spanish team is Rodri. He is similar to one of the very best players I played against in my career, Sergio Busquets. Except Rodri is probably better going forward. He has scored some big goals for Manchester City and he gets Spain playing. England can't give him that time on the ball, because if he gets it he can hurt you and dictate the game." Throughout his playing career, Busquets has scored 19 goals and delivered 52 assists in 768 senior club appearances. In comparison, Rodri has found the back of the net 31 times and supplied 37 assists in 488 senior club games. This highlights how much of a goal threat the City star, who Danny Vivian recently said should have won a Ballon d'Or by now, is compared to Busquets. Looking back over the previous Premier League campaign, the Spain international had 62 shots at goal in total, which is more than the likes of Marcus Rashford, 60, Gabriel Martinelli, 58, and Dejan Kulusevski, 57, racked up throughout the campaign. With Rodri proving himself to be a real goal threat for City, this further highlights what he's able to offer his side. Man City to sign the new Luka Modric. Manchester City are looking to backtrack on one of their previous decisions in the transfer window, on a player compared to Luka Modric. So far this transfer window, things have been relatively quiet for Manchester City. 3 players, Taylor Harwood-Bellis, Tommy Doyle and Sergio Gomez, have left. While there haven't been any signings so far, that could be all set to change in the coming week, though. With Euro 2024 and Copa America both concluding, players will become free to negotiate, allowing Manchester City to burst into life. According to Give Me Sport, Manchester City are prepared to backtrack on their decision to pull out of the running to sign Dani Olmo. With Pep Guardiola and key figures behind the scenes at the club all still admirers of the Spaniard, the report suggests that Manchester City's decision has come as a result of Olmo allegedly being interested in signing for City's fierce rivals Manchester United, something the Premier League champions are not prepared to let happen. Olmo, who has been compared to a young Luka Modric thanks to his silky dribbling and penchant for a long-range shot, has a £52 million release clause currently in his RB Leipzig contract that clubs across Europe are considering matching. The clause is due to expire on July 20th, though, meaning they'll have to act fast if a deal is to be struck. Manchester City have long kept tabs on Olmo. with discussions even taking place between club officials early in the 2023-24 season during their Champions League group stage clashes. Nothing came of them, though, with interest cooling in the intervening period, with Manchester United now throwing their hat into the ring for the 26-year-old. Manchester City are prepared to fight for his signature. He's currently on course to be the Euro 2024 Golden Boot winner, and is set to start Sunday's final against England at the Olympiastadion in Berlin. Manchester City present the best option for Olmo, due to his style of play and opportunity for success. The reason behind why the club are reviving their interest does seem odd, however, so might need to be taken with a pinch of salt. His £52 million release clause is certainly enticing for any side in the Premier League, however. Pep's stay at Man City beyond 2025. Uncertainty surrounding the 53-year-old has been long-standing since the culmination of last season, with Guardiola entering into what could be his final summer transfer window of his tenure at Manchester City. Conversations over a possible exit intensified towards the end of last season, with Guardiola openly admitting on the final day of the Premier League campaign that as things stood, he was closer to leaving than staying at City. Guardiola explained, "The reality is I'm closer to leaving than staying. 8 years will be 9. Right now, my feeling is I want to stay next season. We'll talk with the club, we have time to talk next season." However, since then, Pep Guardiola has allocated some of his summer break to paying a visit to Abu Dhabi, presenting the club's 4th successive Premier League title to their ownership and owner Sheikh Mansour, and in light of conversations with Sheikh Mansour, alongside the club's chairman Khaldoon Al-Mubarak, chief executive Ferran Soriano, and sporting director Txiki Begiristain, all of whom were present in Abu Dhabi last month. A significant development has now emerged, according to the information of Manchester City insider Tolmi's Hairdo on X. Pep Guardiola is now ready to stay at the Etihad Stadium beyond the summer of 2025, with initial talks having been very positive. It is explained that the Catalan coach has the backing of his wife and children, which is said to be the main consideration. While members of his circle were convinced the 2024-25 campaign would be his last year at Manchester City, they are not so now. And that's the final content of today's video. Like, subscribe to support City Insider.